All right, on to everything we've got here for tonight. Apologies for getting on here a little bit later. We're about 6-7 minutes behind schedule, but we wanted to make certain that we had all this information taken care of here first. What we've got is a severe thunderstorm warning for west central Jackson County, Chattanooga, Hamilton County over here, and we're seeing the storms a lot less than what they were just a little while ago. A lot more lightning on the other side of I-65 approaching Huntsville. I don't know if that's going to be a problem for the Lookouts game in Huntsville against Rocket City, but the storm was classified as being severe, and that is where we have the severe thunderstorm warning in effect for about the next 37 minutes until 9:30 p.m. Central Time. So this is where we've got, again, the possibility of some more problems here. What we've been seeing is mainly the threat of, from the National Weather Service in Huntsville, severe thunderstorm located over Madison, moving northeast at about 40 miles per hour. 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts are going to be the primary threat with this storm. Now, the good news at this time is we do not see anything that's indicating a rotating portion of the storm here. We are seeing a bit of a bow echo shaping up here, so possibility of those gusty winds moving into the Huntsville area and parts of Madison County, and that may affect portions of west central Jackson County, Alabama in the News 12 viewing area. Again, that's in effect until 9:30 Central Time. We'll come back and take a look at that in a little bit. The other good news is that all these other warnings down here, including some tornado warnings down around Birmingham, those have subsequently expired over the last several minutes. So the only warning we have left is this one for, again, west central Jackson County in the News 12 viewing area. So we'll bring you back up to date on that coming up here in just a little bit. Don't forget to follow along on all of my social media accounts. Would love to be able to have you online there to keep an eye on what's happening. This is Weather Overtime. This is our online video weather blog live on Twitch and YouTube from News 12 WDEF in downtown Chattanooga, Tennessee, keeping you updated as to what's going on with the weather situation. Again, we are live and direct at this time. You can follow me on these social media platforms. Had to probably get rid of Facebook because they're still not letting me on after 2 months of somebody trying to hack into my account, and they won't believe me when I tell them who I say I am, so I'm stuck. Also, no longer on Post. That website has also shut down in the course of the last several days. So Post Social is no longer a thing. And Facebook, if they ever let me back on again, we'll see if I get to get back to Facebook at some point. But so far, not getting any word from there. Temperatures today, pretty close to normal. A little warmer in the morning. Temperatures back in the lower 70s, mid 60s for the low this morning of a normal type. Record low 46 set in 1946, and a record high that hasn't been broken for 13 years from 2011. Fortunately, nowhere close to that, so good news again for there. The almanac for the solar lunar calendar information, 14 hours plus of daylight, sunrise and sunset today and tomorrow, pretty close, just a few more seconds over, but not seeing a big change in the sunrise sunset times there. Moon is new phase, so it'll be basically rising and setting with the moon tomorrow, so we won't see that until the crescent phase in the course of the next several days. Going a little farther afield again, yesterday we were down in the Gulf of Mexico, and today we are in Yachats, hope I'm saying that correctly, Oregon. Thank you very much, News 12 viewer Greg Filter, for a beautiful view from the coastal area. That's our Langley Roofing weather window picture of the day. If you've got weather pictures, you know where to send them to. If you'd like to drop them to our social media channels, please do so. If you'd like to email them to us, please do that. Or go to our brand new section of our website, wdef.com/photos, and you can both submit your pictures and see what everybody else is submitting to the Langley Roofing weather window picture of the day. So thank you very much for stopping on by and taking a look at what's going on there. Temperatures right before the top of the hour, we are back into the 70s. and lower 80s. We're not seeing too many 60s out there. Back towards Scottsboro, Alabama, you are down into the negative digits, so I'm assuming the wind chills in Scottsboro, a little tongue-in-cheek weather humor there for you, are quite on the chilly side. Whoever's in charge of the information of the thermometer upkeep at the airport, you may want to double-check your systems, because that doesn't look like the right temperature. Very mild, also very humid across much of the southeastern United States, and temperatures through the rest of the next few hours are not really going to be all that cool. Temperatures, in fact, are going to be barely going below the mid to upper 60s at best, so doubtful we're going to be seeing too much of anything in the way of cooler weather. Now, after this next front moves on through, we may see the potential of a little bit less in the way of humidity as all the very humid conditions get shoved out of the way down to the south and to the east. So that'll be some very good news there. What we're looking at, excuse me, next cold front already on the way back across western Tennessee. It'll be moving through into later on tonight, and as it moves this direction, it's moving into all this warm, moist air. So we're going to continue to see the potential for showers and thunderstorms out across the area tonight, including borderline severe weather potential out this direction. So we could see more potential of problems there into the next several hours. Hopefully nothing that's going to be causing any problems, but again, we'll keep an eye on that. Now, what we're specifically looking for is this front. Take a look behind this front all the way back out to the west. High pressure over the Rockies and the Cascades and back into around the area of the Canadian provinces. Area of low pressure, areas of high pressure, both working together to bring a ton of dry air heading our direction, pushing in behind that front. That is going to give us the potential for some very nice conditions over the next several days, and that is going to have a very big impact on our conditions into not just tomorrow afternoon and evening, but also into around the rest of the weekend from what it looks like. Again, overnight showers, rumbles of thunder does not look to be a major problem. Could be some lingering showers as that front moves east of here, but by tomorrow afternoon, the dry weather will have taken over. We'll get less clouds coming through. A clear, for the most part, Friday morning. Maybe some fog out there could be an issue. High pressure dominates the southeast U.S., pushes that tropical air mass away from us. Mid to upper 70s to mid 80s for highs on Friday. That's at or just below normal for this time of the year. High pressure sits over the area as we go towards Saturday morning, and then as we get into the area of Saturday afternoon, that is where we get the potential of some very mild conditions out there, looking good into the rest of the weekend. And then we also see, again, some very mild conditions into early Sunday. But that's where that next storm system comes on through. And we look at the potential for some more showers and thunderstorms into Sunday morning and could be Sunday afternoon. Again, I don't see anything in the way of severe weather taking place for now. But once again, that's something we really do need to watch out for, so we'll keep you updated on that. 7-day forecast will be showing, again, the best potential for anything in the way of showers or thunderstorms coming up as we go into the next couple of days. Downtown from the Bailey's Heating and Air Camera, and here's the view from Island Cove Marina and Resort. Looks like some nighttime fishing going on down a little closer to the water surface on Lake Chickamauga. Next few days, we'll be looking at some very mild temperatures coming up. Shower and thunderstorm chances continue into Thursday afternoon. Early portions of the day, that'll be our next best chance of getting anything in here in the way of rainfall. Overnight tonight into tomorrow morning, I should say. And then as we go into the rest of Thursday and approaching the weekend, drying out, temperatures just below normal for this time of the year. More chances of showers and thunderstorms Sunday into Monday, and then into next week. We'll dry out again, with temperatures remaining in the lower to mid 80s. Now keep in mind, again, normal for this time of the year, as you just saw a little while ago, basically in the mid to upper 80s. We're going to be below that for the next several days, including maybe some close to some 50s possible, and we see some very mild conditions for World Oceans Day on Saturday. Asteroid Day is coming up at the end of the month. We'll be talking a lot more about that in the next several days and weeks to talk about why we need a strong space program and why we need more people than ever to get involved in mathematics, technology, everything involving science and engineering to ensure that we continue to live on this planet. This takes place at the end of the month on the anniversary of what is called the Tunguska event. If you've never heard about that, that's a very fascinating topic of what happened back in the early 20th century in far eastern Russia. If you've never heard of that, check it out. So it'll definitely wake you up and remind you that the dinosaurs didn't have a space program, so what's our excuse on there? Thank you, Professor Neil deGrasse Tyson, for more on that. Speaking of which, it is World Environment Day. Time to pay attention to what's going on around the world where it comes to fighting back against pollution, against waste, against fossil fuel use, about being able to take a look and see what is coming our direction in the future if we don't change lanes and reduce our waste, our amount of usage on fossil fuels. All that is taking place. This is from the United Nations Environment Program. If you'd like to know more, worldenvironmentday.global, and also follow the hashtag Generation Restoration. A lot of activities going on around the world, but there are some small things that all of us can do that can lead up to a monumental amount of restoration if we all work together and do our part on a lot of things out there. So please consider doing your part and making certain that we save our planet as part of what we can do for our environment out there. All right, into the tropics, 5th day of the hurricane season, and once again, nothing going on. So very quiet conditions and definitely some good news, again, where that is concerned. The other interesting thing at this point is that I want to bring this up if I can find this information back on X. I posted this a little while ago. Very interesting to take a look at. Here we go. This is from Brian McNulty, Senior Research Associate at the University of Miami Rosenstiel School, of talking about hurricanes and climatology. This is pretty unique to see here that, quote, since we won't see a tropical or subtropical storm form in the Atlantic today, 2024 will have the latest first-name storm in a decade. In 2014, Tropical Storm Arthur formed on July 1st. When will Alberto form this year? Hashtag hurricane season, unquote. So what this means is, for right now, if we can go past July 1st, that'll be the longest we've gone without a storm actually forming. So something to think about on that. Because of the fact that we don't have anything going on, that's both good news and bad news, because as we told you before, when nothing happens, the amount of what is called ACE, ACE, available convective energy, that really starts to build up. And the atmosphere and the oceans need to release that energy in the form of hurricanes and tropical storms. If it doesn't happen, it just continues to build. So what we're looking at here is the sea surface temperatures into portions of the Gulf of Mexico, the Caribbean, and out into the Atlantic. Again, this is bathtub warm water. Yes, I said bathtub. If you want to get nitpicky about hot tub, jacuzzi, whatever, it's very, very warm when it shouldn't be. This is a very bad scenario, because if something wanders in from the Atlantic or the Caribbean and it intersects with this water, that could make it explode in intensity and in coverage, especially if you look right here. This area here, roundabout here, that is what is called the loop current, that warm water sitting right up against the Florida coastline and the Keys from off the Yucatan and the Straits of Cuba. That area right there, and especially on the coastline here, in these areas, the temperature of the water is nearing 90 degrees. Even so, also back into the southern Gulf of Mexico and the western Caribbean. This is where we're getting, again, some very, very hot temperatures, and this is something that could make the hurricane season go very quickly, and it could develop very quickly into the next several days and weeks. We'll wait and see, but there's nothing going on at this point in time, so definitely some good news for now. But again, we're going to need something to come along to break the tension and to use up that energy and to churn the waters and get them cooler. If that doesn't happen, we could be looking at a very, very big system coming through that could be a problem for a lot of people. All right, the average mind tornado remains on the ground for how many minutes? 5, 15, 30, or 60? And several of you, 58%, said 15. The actual correct answer is an average of 5 minutes, but it doesn't take long to do a lot of damage or, unfortunately, to hurt or kill a lot of people. So 58% of you got 15, 42% of you got the correct answer. That's our friendinroofing.com weather poll of the day. When you see it on screen, use the QR code or just go to wdef.com/vote now. New poll go up at midnight. We have polls for weather, news, and sports, and some other fun stuff on there. So please drop by and take a look and see what is available out there. I think that should do it. There's really not much going on for tonight. Let's go back to those thunderstorms real quick, and it looks like that severe thunderstorm warning is going to continue up until about 9:30. The worst part of that storm is going to come in just to the south and west of High Top. Looks like it'll be staying back over close to that area around Huntsville, and this is moving to the northeast at about 40 miles per hour. So let's give this a bit of a track here and give you an idea as to what's going on. Again, seeing the worst part of this storm looks like right about through here. This is not moving all that fast, but it'll be in New Market about 9:11 p.m., around about the area of Gurley, 9:13, Garth, 9:21, Holly Tree, 9:24, and Princeton, 9:26. All these times are central times here. Yes, this is moving up to the northeast. Whether or not it doesn't look like with all the other cancellations we're seeing here, I don't know if we're going to be getting too much of anything going on in the way of severe weather for the rest of the News 12 viewing area, but stay tuned to News 12 on air, and we'll keep you advised as to what we may be looking for into the course of the next several hours out there. I don't think we're seeing too much of anything. No, this is not set up unless there's some localized amounts of rotation. There does not look to be anything here in the way of rotation shaping up, so that in and of itself is very good news. But there is the potential always of seeing more problems. We do not, we just got upgraded in the last setting to a marginal threat for severe weather. So we do have at least some threat of severe weather for later on tonight, but that goes away into tomorrow, and the threat of thunderstorms is gone as we go into the next several days after that. It looks like new special weather statements have been issued. These are issued just one step below an actual warning, so it looks like most of what we're seeing for right now is pretty much gone. The tornado threat at this time is not showing up. There is the potential of wind damage out of this, and wind damage is the only thing, so it does not have to be set up for hail or for tornadoes, but just for the possibility of wind threat for now. So that is definitely some good news for the time being. So we should be seeing less and less of this, at least hopefully, because as of right now, I want to make certain that we're not going to be seeing too much of a major problem out of this, but be prepared to get to a safe place just to be on the safe side, and we'll continue to keep you updated on what might be happening in the semi-near future on News 12, so definitely want to stay tuned for more there. Let's just go back in and take one more look at the radar here and show you that we've got those storms down to the south and west of Chattanooga. The heaviest activity, again, going into west central Jackson County. That is going to be the worst of it for now. Other storms down to the south of that, those particular cells, looks like DeKalb, western DeKalb, and extreme southern Jackson County. That'll be the worst of the worst area for there. Not severe here, but back toward the north on that. That is where we could see the worst of the worst activity going on. I think that should just about do it. We'll be monitoring those storms. We'll break in online should it become absolutely necessary, so definitely want to stay tuned for more on that. Questions, concerns, ideas, anything that you'd like to see on here, more or less of, please let us know We're very good at our jobs, but our psychic powers are below par, so you have to let us know what you're thinking. Complaints, if you absolutely must. aonic@wdef.com on the lower section of your screen. And again, our website at the bottom of the screen, wdef.com/weather. If you'd like to check in and see what's going on, ask a question, let us know more about what you think on here. Would love to be able to have you on and available. And thanks to everybody on Twitch for following along. Been getting a lot more new followers on there, so nice to be able to see all those folks on there for the last couple of nights. We'll go ahead and sign off for now. Chip Chapman has your forecast bright and early tomorrow morning, so stay tuned for more on that. And, of course, we'll have more details on your forecast, as always, at wdef.com/weather. I'm Chief Meteorologist Austin Onek, live and direct from downtown Chattanooga, Tennessee. Thanks for joining us tonight.